Today I'm at Manhattan Motor Cars in New York City, a Porsche, Bentley, Lamborghini, and Bugatti dealership, so let's check out some cool cars. First up, we've got this 2020 Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 in GT Silver Metallic. This car starts at $99,200, but with all the options, this one comes to $117,000. Here's a 2020 Taycan Turbo S in this gorgeous blue color called Frozen Blue Metallic. It looks so good with the yellow brake calipers. This car starts at $185,000, but with options, this one goes all the way up to $215,000. So it's not cheap, but it is a very quick electric vehicle. In the Lamborghini showroom, we've got 4 Huracans. This Grigio Artis Huracan Evo all-wheel drive coupe, a Rancho Borealis Huracan rear-wheel drive Spider. Take a look at this interior, it's so bright. You've got a touch screen in the center there. Got the high-mounted exhaust here. This car sounds amazing. On the old Huracan, it was like down here. So now that it's up here, you can kind of hear it better when you're driving. Next to that, we've got a Verde Mantis Huracan rear-wheel drive coupe with matte gray wheels and green brake calipers. This would look good with black wheels too, of course, but I really like the matte gray. It's different. Most people would get black, so I like these because they kind of stand out more. Over here we've got Grigio Hati on a rear-wheel drive coupe. This is a new color for the Huracan Evo. I think it looks great. It reminds me of Porsche's Chalk. Looks very similar, maybe it's just a little bit lighter. Look at this rear end. All that mesh work, it looks so much more aggressive than the first generation Huracan. And I love the high mounted exhaust. You can get the rear diffuser in the body color, or you can get it in gloss black. Let me know in the comments which Huracan you guys would take. Grigio Hati, Verde Mantis, a Rancho Borealis, or Grigio Artis. So this here is what I came here to see, the 2021 Bentley Bentayga Speed in this gorgeous blue metallic paint. One of my favorite colors, so this Bentayga is extra special. But some things you should know about the new Bentayga Speed is that it has a 6-liter twin turbocharged W12 engine that makes 626 horsepower and 664 pound-feet of torque. So right up there with the Lamborghini Urus, its rival, and also kind of like its sister since they're both part of the same parent company. The new Bentayga is lower, wider, and more planted than the old Bentayga. It's got the Continental GT headlights and taillights, which look incredible. A lot of people don't like the look of these taillights on this SUV, but I happen to love it. I think it suits this car very well, and it ties together the 3 main models that they recently updated: the Flying Spur, the Continental GT, and the new 2021 Bentayga. This luxury SUV has an 8-speed automatic transmission, all-wheel drive, and a 0 to 62 mile per hour time of 3.9 seconds. And if you're wondering why it's called the Bentayga Speed, it's because it has a top speed of 190 miles per hour, which is very impressive for an SUV of this size, and this weight. What's interesting is that the Speed is now the only way to get a W12 engine in a Bentayga. So if you want a W12, you have to get the Bentayga Speed, because the regular Bentayga now is only offered in a V8 and a hybrid. One of my favorite things about this car is the elongated tailgate spoiler at the back, and you can get this piece in carbon fiber, which looks incredible, but it still looks good painted in blue with some black accents. And also what's reserved for the W12 are oval exhaust tips, which don't look as sporty as square or rectangular exhaust tips, but I still think they look great. It's got 22-inch wheels that can be painted in gloss black if you get the black line specification. The black line specification would also black out the front grille here, which I think makes this car look so much sportier, but it still looks very nice and classy without it. As you can see, the chrome here, it still looks good. Let's take a look at the inside. So something you'll note is that it has tons of Alcantara to emphasize that this is a sporty SUV. It is the Bentayga Speed after all. I love how they stitched Speed on the seats. Of course, you've got contrast stitching all throughout this interior, premium materials. I love this door handle. You've got your window switches, mirror switches, and you've got the Bentley logo puddle lights. I love that. You also have illuminated door sills that say Speed. So sitting inside the car, I noticed there is just so much Alcantara. It's literally everywhere. I think it's a bit too much. I know they're trying to emphasize that it's a sporty SUV, but it's on the steering wheel, the dashboard, the seats, the doors. I think it's just a little bit too much for my liking. But what's good is that you can option to have leather, so I think I would prefer that. You've got tons of carbon fiber trim, especially over here. This whole piece right here is carbon fiber with Speed branding right there. You also have tons of carbon here near the buttons for climate control, radio navigation, stuff like that to control the infotainment system. Here's the key to the car. You've got a B on the front, and then your lock, unlock, and trunk release buttons on the back. You've got a nice little storage space right here to leave the key. You've also got 2 cup holders and a wireless charging pad for your phone right there. So right in front of us, we've got a configurable digital instrument cluster with your speedometer on the left and your tachometer on the right. And what I find so funny is that it goes up to 200 miles per hour, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, going 200 miles per hour in a luxury SUV of this size. I honestly can't fathom that, but it's amazing that it can just about reach that speed, 190 mile per hour top speed, so pretty close. You can change the display you see in the instrument cluster by pressing these buttons here. So it changes between phone, navigation, vehicle information, radio, and stuff like that, so you can display whatever you want to display. This is a touchscreen. It's very intuitive. You can choose what 3 things you want displayed on this screen, or just go to these different pages. You can even watch TV in your Bentley Bentayga Speed. Let's take a quick look at the back seats. This Bentayga has a 4-seat configuration, so you only have 2 seats back here and a console in the center for the rear passengers. You still have the illuminated door sills, the Bentley puddle lights, and it's very spacious back here, very comfortable. It's not as comfortable as the back seats of a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but they are still very soft and comfortable. Tons of Alcantara back here as well. So not only do you have storage in this console back here, you have 2 cup holders and additional storage right here. You can even open this up back here and you can access the trunk. You also have, I guess, a little tablet down here to control the infotainment from the back seats, as well as some AC vents, that gorgeous carbon fiber trim. Of course, you've got storage behind the seats and in the doors. And look how large this glass panel looks for the panorama sunroof. There's so much glass. So I just walked outside and discovered a nice lineup of new Bentleys from the factory. The manufacturer sent them to Manhattan Motor Cars for an exclusive drive event, so clients can come here and test drive these cars. First up, we've got a Jetstream Blue Continental GT Convertible with a W12. Bentley Bentayga Speed, the old one, not the new one that we just checked out. The new Flying Spur in a gorgeous green color, and an extreme silver Continental GT Coupe. Let's first take a look at this Continental GT Convertible. Honestly, my favorite convertible on the market. It's the perfect size, not too big, not too small. I love this blue leather interior. It's gorgeous. It does need the Mulliner driving specification though, which gives you the quilted stitching on the doors and the seats, but this is still very nice. I love this trim. I love the material they used for the center control stack. Of course, you've got a clock in the center. Here's the Bentayga Speed. Again, tons of Alcantara in this interior, and like a deep dark red stitching and some leather on the seats. So that was my visit to Manhattan Motor Cars in New York City. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.